Hello guys, this channel is here to motivate you and at the same time help the listener learn English, so let's start the video. In this episode, I'm sharing an important idea, stepping out of a lazy phase and becoming a better version of ourselves during the year 2026. Recently, I've been focusing a lot on enjoying life and trying new experiences, which is a beautiful thing. However, I started noticing that I've lost many of the habits that were actually the reason for my success in the first place. In the past, I was more consistent with exercising, yoga, meditation, and daily journaling. These habits helped me reach a point where I became independent and able to work from home. But once I achieved some of my goals, I started thinking I didn't need that level of discipline anymore. And that led me into a lifestyle filled with procrastination and low productivity. I became more distracted, spent too much time on my phone, and kept waiting for the weekend. With changing seasons and the pressure of daily life, I felt the need to reset myself during 2026. So I decided to reflect and ask myself, what is happening right now, and why is it happening? The goal is to identify bad habits and start building a new routine that helps me become more focused and productive throughout this year, so I can live 2026 as a stronger and better version of myself. I have been going to sleep late and waking up late. I haven't been working out much, I haven't been drinking enough water, I haven't been reading, and I haven't been spiritual lately. Honestly, after saying that out loud, you might be thinking, so what have you been doing? And honestly, that's a good question. I have been planning birthdays and traveling. That's basically it. No real structure or routine in my life. The next step in this exercise is to be completely honest with yourself and ask, why is this happening? I think the first step to taking control of your life is simply realizing where you are starting from. It is about taking a detailed and honest look at your life as it is right now. Because I don't know about you, but it's hard for me to actually make change or feel inspired to build new habits when I don't understand the reason behind what I'm doing. If I look at my life and realize, wow, this is actually not good, and that my bad habits are affecting other areas of my life, then that's when I feel the urgency to change. So if this is you, you should make a list of everything happening in your life across all areas: your job, friends, romantic relationships, family, classes, hobbies, volunteering, etc. Then you should ask yourself what is not working or what you want to change. After writing down what is happening right now, I also wrote down why this is happening for me. I realized that I have been too busy with plans and traveling, so I didn't really have a routine. I also haven't been practicing saying no when people ask me to do things. I've been a yes girl, which is fun when you want excitement and new experiences, but sometimes you need to pull it back a little. Another reason is that I have been on my phone way too much recently. I literally wrote it down as phone scrolling too much. My screen time has increased significantly, and when you spend too much time on your phone, you're not creating, you're just consuming endless information that you don't even use. It's also very easy to get comfortable just watching other people live their lives online. But at some point, you have to turn it off and live your own life. My third reason is the changing weather, and also the fact that I have been procrastinating. I've been too comfortable in this procrastination phase, pushing things off and thinking there are no consequences. But in reality, the biggest consequence is not living up to my highest potential. One thing I also want to mention is that I used to create a lot of content about being that girl. And honestly, I was that girl. A tip I want to share is that if you want to become that girl, you should act as if you are filming a YouTube video. Write a list and ask yourself, what would that girl do? Then do those habits daily and weekly, and eventually you become that girl because you are consistently living like her. For a long time, that was who I was, and that was the content I created. But recently, especially since starting the podcast, I've been focusing more on reflection, life experiences, confidence, social life, and making friends. So my content has shifted more toward that. I feel like I have become more social, confident, and extroverted, but in doing so, I may have lost some of the that girl habits I once had. So I want to bring that version of myself back. Before setting new goals and expanding into new things, I think the first thing I need to do is clean my space. I feel like I can't even think clearly in my current environment. So what I wrote for myself, and what I am actually going to do today, is to deep clean my entire apartment. I know we all do spring cleaning, but maybe there should also be fall cleaning. I need to get into that mindset, getting rid of unnecessary things like extra makeup, extra products, extra clothes, and maybe even packing away summer clothes. In this stage, I need to completely reorganize my personal space. I will deep clean my apartment, get rid of clutter, take out clothes that don't fit the season, and reorganize things I no longer need, like old shoes or unnecessary items. I realize that I have a habit of leaving things scattered everywhere, and even though I can find everything within the mess, this is not a healthy way to live. So I want to adopt a more organized mindset, where I put things back in their place immediately after using them. For me, cleaning my space is not just about tidying up, it's a fresh start and a way to clear my mind. I also want to add small comforting touches to my environment, like scented candles or incense, because they make the space feel calmer and more peaceful. Since we are in spring, this is the perfect time for renewal and new energy. Spring always represents growth and new beginnings, so I want to use that feeling to reset my life from the inside out. After cleaning my environment, the next step is to create inspiration. I do this by imagining the best version of myself, how she lives, what she does daily, and how she takes care of herself. This mental image helps me build better habits and stay consistent. If I were you, I would start by using Pinterest to collect images that reflect the version of yourself you want to become. These could be pictures of people practicing self-care, reading, or living an organized lifestyle. This helps build excitement and gives you a clear vision of your ideal self. We often forget that our mood and lifestyle change with the seasons, so we need to adjust our habits accordingly. Spring, for example, represents renewal and a fresh start. One of the most important things is turning big goals into small daily actions. Instead of saying, "I want high grades," you say, "I will study 1 hour every day." Instead of vague fitness goals, you set specific weekly routines. Writing your goals is very powerful because being able to see them and check them off creates motivation and consistency. What you focus on grows, so you need to be intentional about your attention. The best approach is to choose only a few realistic goals each month and track them. For example, reading a book, drinking enough water daily, doing yoga, sleeping earlier, and returning to regular workouts. I also want to manage my social life better by going out less and only attending important events, while focusing more on building a healthy and balanced routine. I feel like we often forget how important hobbies are. Hobbies are things you don't have to do, but you choose to do because they bring you joy and reconnect you with your inner child. When you get busy with work or studying, you forget about them. But even 1 hour a week doing something you truly enjoy can make your whole week feel better and more inspiring. Sometimes you might think you don't have time for hobbies, but you end up wasting time anyway while feeling uninspired. So it's better to actually dedicate time to something fun so your work feels smoother and you can get into a flow state faster. If you want to start a new hobby or try a new skill this season, we can do it together and update each other on our progress. I hope someone else joins ballet too. I think that would be so fun. I actually did ballet when I was younger until I was about 5 years old, so maybe it will be fun to return to it. Who knows, I might be bad at it or not like it, but we won't know until we try. Anyway, be specific, be ambitious. I think ambition is such an attractive and important quality. Sometimes we forget about it, but whenever I think about that word, it inspires me to want more. So make ambitious your word for the month or week. See yourself as an ambitious person, not just doing ambitious things become that identity. Also, affirmations are really helpful. When you wake up in the morning and don't check your phone, and instead look at yourself in the mirror, your mind is still fresh and your subconscious is open. Saying things like, I am loved, I am ambitious, I am productive, and I achieve my goals with ease can really reprogram your mindset over time. After setting all my goals and cleaning my space, I also want to give myself time to reset. For me, that means having no plans after this weekend, taking a full day for myself to relax, maybe do a face mask, take a bath, and even cut my hair since I have extensions right now and they feel like they're getting in the way of my productivity.